Welcome back to Championship Court. Our first women's singles semifinal. Yana Newell, the top seed, will square off against Shelby Bates. And fellas, both of these women, as we take a look at Newell there, 26 from Kansas City, Missouri, both of these women needed 3 games to outlast their opponents in the quarterfinals. What should we expect to see out of this matchup?
Well, I think if Newell can come forward and really take control of the kitchen line, like we saw her do in the quarterfinals against Dominika Turkovic, I think Bates is going to have a tough time trying to get that ball past Newell. And we already saw how well she covers the court. Bates is going to have to do a combination of, she's going to have to play big and powerful, but play clean. And that is a difficult thing to do.
And that's my key there for Bates, is if she's going to beat Newell, she's got to play very hard. Meaning she's got to hit good ground strokes. She's got to pass Newell when Newell gets up to the kitchen line. I'm going to look for her to try and find the Newell backhand and see where she can go. Because if you leave a ball up to Yana Newell on the forehand, good luck coming back. It's almost like Bobby Oshiro-esque. You're not getting that back.
First point goes the way of Bates.
Well, right off the bat, again, returning to the Newell backhand. Not saying, again, that the Newell backhand is weak at all. She has a great two-handed backhand.
It's just not
but
as powerful as the
I'm going to choose that one over the forehand.
That's exactly what we just heard from Chris Hayworth talking about Ryler DeHart. Push long.
We see that all the time, Chad, on approach shots, right? Where you're going to approach, you know you're going to go in.
And then you rush the approach.
rush through it, and you hit the ball long.
Pulls it wide there. Is rushing the approach more about the footwork or is it about the contact point?
It's
both.
A combination of both.
Good question.
That's a great lead-in.
Well, I ask because I also struggle with my approach shot, so I'm looking for some advice here.
So you rush the footwork, and that changes your contact point as far as being too tight and too close to the body.
I'll have to keep that in mind for next time. 2-2.
Oh, that ball
just died.
Yeah, it just never came up to Bates.
I actually think there's something on the court right there. I may have hit that. I'm surprised Bates didn't look down at it.
Regardless of the reason, it's 3-2 in favor of Newell.
Again, it's the approach and just overhitting it, right? So she's taking her body's momentum, and her momentum's hurting her by that ball just carrying along as she's hitting it.
And
well,
and that one long as well.
Part of that comes down to the court coverage of Yana Newell. Because she covers the court so well, she gets so many balls back. It forces Bates to try and do more, to try to be so much tighter with the margin of error.
Sprays the backhand wide as Newell has opened up a 4-point advantage here in game number 1 of our women's singles semifinal. Smart decision there to go back behind Bates. And Newell told us after the quarterfinal she didn't like being the top seed. She felt it added a lot of pressure, certainly not playing like it here in this semifinal as Bates takes a timeout trailing by 5.
Yeah, Newell hitting the ball crisply right now. A couple unforced errors here for Bates. Free points for Yana Newell, and in rally scoring, you cannot do that. In any scoring, unforced errors, you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. That's the last thing you need here if you're Shelby Bates playing against Yana Newell, who's striking the ball really well right now.
How does Bates clean up the contact, Chad?
Shorten things up. Make your swing a little bit more compact. Go for larger targets, and try to play Newell almost the same way that she's playing her. Now we've seen Bates come forward a couple of times, but the next volley, the ball's been behind her and she's flicked a little bit. Look for, if you can't get the ball deep, look to keep the ball low. If you go shorter angle and now Newell is coming forward and sideways, it allows you to open up that court a little bit more.
Missed the backhand there. The lead grows to 6.
Oh, and even in that situation there, we see a really big backswing on the forehand, and then we see a large swing on the two-hander. And there again, that just it throws the timing off a little bit more. Just need to shorten everything up so it cleans up the timing.
That was
another error off the backhand side.
It was much better right there, but again, that ball got in on her as she's approaching, and then that inside out, because you're going to two-handed backhand, the inside out just slices that ball wide.
Wide forehand is Newell in total control of this first game, 11-2. Slice catches the cord.
Well, Yana Newell is the type of player that you can't have a lot of unforced errors against, because she's either going to put the pressure on or she's just going to make balls.
That's much better right there from Bates, getting Yana Newell full extension right there twice. Just gets the unforced error, but again, an uphill climb here.
It's a 9-point deficit for Bates. A great get from Newell, forces Bates to hit an extra ball. She sends it long.
Can't believe she missed that. She was disturbed that she missed that.
But Chad, that goes into what you were saying in terms of not giving Newell free points, because she's comfortable trading balls with you because she covers so much court.
Yeah.
That one also sails wide, and now it's game point.
14-3.
Into the net, and it's a comfortable Game 1 victory for the top seed Yana Newell, 15-3, as she will try and punch her ticket into Championship Sunday when we come back here at the APP Newport Beach Open.
To be clear, Fulfill is a protein bar, not a candy bar. Don't let its creamy, chocolatey goodness confuse you, or the fact that you hide them from anyone with a sweet tooth.
You saw nothing.
I saw nothing.
Fulfill. We swear it's a protein bar.
Yana Newell, one game away from advancing into Championship Sunday, coming off of her gold medal performance in Dallas. The top seed cruised to a 15-3 victory in Game 1. Bates to serve first here in Game 2. Deep penetrating balls there from Newell, forcing Bates to stay at the baseline.
Great approach shot there from Yana Newell. As again, it was a floater up through midcourt. She attacks it and then just follows it in.
Oh, great touch from Newell. Bates can't make the pickup.
And Bates had an alley right there down that line, but again, comes up just a little short.
Missed return. It's a 3-point lead. And fellas, in a match like this, if you're Shelby Bates, how do you find something that you can hold on to?
Well, you got to swing out of this, right? You got to swing out of it.
Say the same thing,
right? Like you got to swing out of it, but again,
it's hard to swing out of
right,
it because if you swing too big, then you're making a mistake anyway.
Right.
That's why the game of pickleball is so difficult, despite these pros making it look so easy time and time again.
And you have a player like Yana Newell on the other side of the net that's playing extremely clean, well, crisp. Everything she's hitting right now is hitting her spot. So add that on to Bates not hitting balls very clean right now.
Not a lot of pressure being applied to Newell so far in this match.
Ball stayed in right there for
good
Bates.
Defense from Bates.
Again, finally she approached the kitchen line. Got a little hairy there for a minute, but again, she controls it, uses her length to her advantage.
1-5.
Well, and that's the thing. Newell, and like we've seen for pretty much all of today, she's going to come forward and put the pressure on you a lot more than what Bates is. Bates is going to sit in the baseline for a lot of the time and try to go into that ground stroke battle, and Newell's just going to take away. Well, there we go. She came forward and put a little bit more pressure on, but Newell's going to take away that ground stroke game from Bates a lot of the time.
So then what's the adjustment that Bates needs to make? Because she hasn't been coming up to the kitchen line very often.
Well, the issue is she's not making any balls when Yana is getting to the kitchen line, right? And so if you can't make Newell play at least 2 or 3 more at the kitchen line, it's going to be tough. Oh, wow.
What a forehand strike from Newell.
At the time that Bates is, and we'll take a look right here, so shorter ball that just gives Newell plenty of time, and even if she makes that, she's approaching behind it. Bates needs to get a deeper ball.
Easy overhead put away. It's a 7-point lead for the top seed. Timeout taken by Bates.
Yeah, Newell just cruising along here, doing whatever she wants. Again, just playing so clean here. It's just, it's going to be tough for anyone to take her down. Thank God whoever meets her in the semis, they got 3 days for her to cool off, because in the other semi.
Yeah, just takes a look around.
Just go listen. Go listen somewhere else, would you, Yana Bear?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I'm just giving. She's listening to our praise of her right now, because again,
she is playing extremely well.
Yeah,
right
it's just it's a clinic.
Well, I was going to ask you, cleanliness aside, what has impressed you the most about Newell's game?
Well, it's been her ability to get that deeper serve or deeper return, to create the shorter ball to open up the approach shot. She's been consistent all day as far as the depth. We haven't seen too many balls being shorter where she's allowing her opponents to come forward on it. And then ultimately it comes down to the court coverage as well. She's forcing, if you are making a lot of balls, she's forcing you to make even more.
Unfortunately for Bates, the thing that she has not done in this match is make balls, and it's resulted in a lot of easy points for Yana Newell.
What impresses me the most about Yana Newell's game is that she comes up quickly, and she is not the tallest player out there, and you don't see a lot of women get to the kitchen line in singles unless they're a little taller. And Yana Newell just flips that kind of script on everything and says, I don't care, I'm going to put pressure on you and force you to hit winners.
11-2. there. Bates finds some space to get Newell extended.
Well, that's exactly what Bates needs to do and has needed to do but hasn't executed, is force Newell to hit 1 or 2 balls up at the kitchen line.
Newell rips the forehand side out as she extends it back out to a 9-point advantage. And fellas, this match really hasn't had a lot of momentum or tempo. It's been very choppy. As a player, how difficult is it when the game is like that to stay mentally engaged?
Well, and that's we've seen Newell miss on a couple of easier balls right there. It's definitely difficult to keep the intensity up.
Oh, what a
Stop
get.
it. Oh.
Smart decision by Bates.
And that's where it can be tricky. You know, Bates hasn't played very clean. But once she starts making a few balls, and if you let yourself get back on your heels a little bit, it becomes difficult to flip the switch back on. And Newell's done a good job of, you know, she makes a mistake and then it's an instant fix.
Be a goldfish. Short
What?
memory.
Huh?
Hey, what?
Do I need to get you on the Watch Ted Lasso train too?
No.
Okay.
You didn't get it right there. You told me to be a goldfish. I was like, huh? I've already figured
Oh.
out.
You're
right over Dorian's
That was
head,
very
Chad.
meta. I
Yeah.
didn't-
Chad
Well,
went
while
right
we
over.
have been discussing this, Yana Newell has worked herself a match point. 14-5 for the top seed. Yana Newell will play for her second consecutive gold medal on Sunday. She is through in straight games. We'll talk to the top seed when we return here at the Owl APP Newport Beach Open.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours, because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
16 years from today, Greg Gerstner will finally land the perfect cannonball. Unsuspecting friends? Check. Epic water displacement? Big check. A work of art that's only possible because Greg is already meeting all these same people at AARP volunteer and community events. They'll keep Greg active, involved, and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Since I've been using Leo Rubber, I've had way less problem on my AT band and hips. If I had to describe it in a few words, I would say it's a must, it's effective, and it's stylish.
Need to sell tickets for an event? From Sports Illustrated's official ticketing platform, introducing Box Office. Managed ticketing for sports, festivals, fundraisers, and more. Paid or free. And we go beyond the barcode. Introducing Super Ticket. Super Tickets are secured by blockchain technology and transform into exclusive digital content, promotions, and rewards between the event and guests. Cheaper, better, simpler, more secure. Sports Illustrated Tickets. Partner with us for your next event.
The APP is sponsored by Classic Pickles, official pickle of the APP Tour. Pro XR, official paddle of the APP Tour. And C&D Nets, the highest quality nets made in the USA.
Welcome back here to Championship Court at the Owl APP Newport Beach Open. Yana Newell punching her ticket to Championship Sunday. I know the sun's right in your eyes right now, but Yana, you're playing very clean today. What does it mean to you, again, to now punch another ticket in back-to-back tournaments here on the APP Tour?
Well, it always feels great. Can't deny that, but I try not to focus on that. Like I said, after my quarterfinals match, when you think about it, you put a lot of expectations and you start thinking about it more. So just trying to do it one match at a time, 1 point at a time, and keep going. And if the result is great, that's the reward.
Well, you mentioned earlier that you didn't appreciate getting the #1 seed, but you are the #1 seed. You are going to Championship Sunday. What's that mindset for you going into a tournament like this as the #1 seed?
I actually didn't know I was #1 seed until the day before. And again, I don't like it. I don't know what to tell you, I don't like it. But I try not to focus on that. I had lots of great matches today. My first 3 matches were 3-setters. This last match was a little bit easier. I think Shelby was a little bit colder. I think she had a bigger break than I did, so it seemed like she didn't really have a strategy. But happy to be in Championship Sunday.
All right, well, congratulations, Yana. She is moving on to Championship Sunday. We'll take a break and have our second women's semifinal here on Championship Court at the Owl APP Newport Beach Open.